Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Bow and Arrow Tarot. Today we are doing the reading for the week of September 8th to the 14th for Cancer. Go and get right into it. Retreat. First message out from the Romance Angels. Release your ex. This just came out also for Gemini. And engagement. So 3 different messages, right? Some may resonate with you or all of them. Just take what applies and what doesn't apply. Just throw that away. We're going to get right into your wild animal unknown spirits. This is from the wild unknown deck. See what kind of animal spirits you're walking with this week, Cancer. Let's see. Now this could be you or people you're dealing with. We have Lamb energy, beautiful Earth. And we have Lion energy. Wow, Lion came out as well for Aries. And we have Tarantula energy. Interesting. All right, so let's cover these animals briefly. Let's start with the Lamb, of course, is Earth energy. The Lamb calls for a lot of quiet and stillness. The Lamb usually indicates that there are divine messages coming in that you need to hear, but in order to hear them, you need to quiet the chaos of your life. You need to quiet yourself. They're messages that hearken a new creative side of you to come out. This is a very, very creative energy, but sort of the birth of it, right? And the messages coming in are good messages. They're messages for you to encourage you. But again, the Lamb energy certainly indicates a peacefulness, a quiet. Some of you, certainly with retreat, some of you may be going away on holiday. You may be going somewhere to just to experience silence away from all the hubbub of the city or your life. And it's good, you know, it indicates that the Lamb energy is supporting you through that because it's important for you to get some stillness so you can get these important messages or epiphanies. You know, epiphanies, some people think epiphanies are the same as messages, or they just think that, you know, some people may believe they aren't messages but moments of inspiration. Whatever it is you believe, it's that moment when your mind opens up. Not your brain, but your mind opens up to a new understanding, a new thought process, a new inspiration, right? And it tends to come in like a message. Then we have the Lion, which is beautiful fire energy. And again, I was saying this earlier when the Lion came up. The Lion comes up quite briefly, or rather rarely in the readings. But the Lion is the master of... he's the king of self-mastery, rather, right? In the sense that the Lion is always consumed with mastering his physical condition. He's consumed with mastering his emotions, his spiritual growth. And so oftentimes the Lion individual comes off as a bit snobbish or aloof. But the truth of the matter is they come off this way because they really don't have any time, or they really devote no energy or attention to anything that is not part of their growth, their path, their journey. They're very single-minded in that way. And so they are in so many ways, have already mastered so many levels of themselves, but it's because of this constant vigilance that they're able to do this strength of focus, right? And so the Lion is oftentimes misunderstood, but it is an excellent energy when we're talking about growth, or we're talking about, hang on a second, see my camera's doing all right. Talking about growth, or a period in your life where you need to be strong, right? And you need to not worry about what others think of you because you are on a path to sort of master yourself. You don't really have time for trivialities and others to sort of like, you know, infringe upon your decision-making process. Then we have another fire energy element. We have, hang on a second, what's going on here? All right, we have the tarantula, right? And the tarantula is quite beautiful in the sense that the tarantula is also one of these creatures that watches, right? It's always watching to make sure that the decisions you make, the path that you take is in line with who you are. And so in this way, this tarantula energy comes out when it's time for you to really wait a moment and take a good look around before you make the next move. And make sure that the next move is the right move. The tarantula is very sort of is very kind of considerate, you know, of every step that it takes along its way to ensure, though, that it's part of who you are, that it is in line with who you are, that you're being true to your moral center or your spiritual center. So let's get into your spread. Your 6 or 8 spreads. We're going to look at 3-card spreads for the week. Cancer, and see what your possible week could look like, okay? Now you may resonate with all or none of these, and that's fine too. And this is why I do a series of spreads for the weeklies, to sort of like look at as many possible outcomes as we can that the energies will allow. All right, let's get right into it. First up, we have the Page of Wands, the Queen of Wands, and the Page of Pentacles. So you're sitting quite pretty, and so for some of you, you're definitely emitting. Let's move this up and out of the glare. You're definitely emitting that kind of sort of lion energy with this Queen of Wands, right? And it's quite interesting. Remember what I said earlier about lion energy doesn't really like, it's all about self-mastery in a couple areas. And so you're certainly resonating with that with Queen of Wands. She is the queen of self-mastery. Of all of the cards, court cards, she's probably most closely related to the lion animal spirit, in a sense that the queen is always, she's always looking to increase her growth. Right? She's always looking to self-realize in some way, right? And so you're kind of sitting between two options right now. You have a new creative option, you have a new option for abundance coming in. And so this week it's all going to be about maybe stilling your mind, maybe taking a retreat, but certainly it's almost a combination of all of these animal spirits, right? The earth and 2 fire, because it's stilling your mind to make the right decision in line with the tarantula energy of making sure that how you move is in line with your spiritual center and in line with your path of spiritual growth. So this week, there's a lot of decisions and there's a lot of different opportunities that come in for you, Cancer. I wonder, and even though you are a water sign and Wands is fire, you can still emanate Queen of Wands because, of course, Queen is water energy. It's the watery energy of Wands, and Cancer can absolutely embody a watery, fiery energy. All signs go through a Queen of Wands, so don't feel limited because it's a Wands court card. You're still going through a period of self-realization that requires fire energy, ambitious energy, and all signs have that, okay? And this week will certainly be a week of you making a lot of decisions and opening yourself up to a lot of new beginnings. 8 of Pentacles, 8 of Swords, wow. And Knight of Cups, more lion energy in the sense of 8 in the major arcana is the number for strength. It's the number for the Leo card. It's also talking about strengths and weaknesses, discipline and boundaries, right? And so when we're on the path to self-mastery, we have to put restrictions in place for ourselves. We have to be disciplined. This is one of the reasons why the lion comes off so haughty. But here we're talking about a lot of you Cancers have really been putting a lot of discipline into your work. You've really been restricting yourself. But there's an 8 of Swords energy out there. And 8 of Swords is also someone who restricts themselves and alienates themselves. This is somebody where boundaries and discipline have kind of gone out of whack, and they now play the victim card. They like to gaslight individuals. This is someone who doesn't have very healthy boundaries in the right way. They're very restricted in the wrong way. They're too restricted in the way they think. And they find themselves really alienated from others. But how do they act on this alienation? They choose to play the victim and blame others for it. Now, this could be somebody coming into your life. This could be a Knight of Cups who's coming in. Someone is coming in to offer you a cup. So I wonder if this may be a previous relationship, Cancer, whereas your Eight of Cups is being very disciplined and you're putting a lot of effort into your work. This is also in line with Tarantula energy. Is very hardworking. This Eight of Swords is not necessarily a positive energy. It's quite a toxic energy. And this person may be coming in the form of a Knight of Cups in the sense that they're coming back again with the same story. This may be a case of releasing your ex, Cancer. So for some of you, if this resonates with you, this is what you'll be dealing with this week. We have a King of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles, and a Hierophant. Some of you are certainly getting engaged. All right, when we talk about engagement, came up from the romance angel messages. Some of you are certainly getting engaged, and you're getting engaged, and it's raising your abundance level. Your person is a King of Pentacles. There's someone who's going to take care of you. They have a lot of abundance. You may already have children with this person, but this is certainly, some of you are going to certainly be proposed to this week, and the commitment level of your relationship is going to increase. This is something for some of you that has been coming for a very long time. All right, so if this is a fresh thing, this may not be your you may not resonate with this. This is certainly going to be for some of you who have been in a relationship with this person and may already have children with this person, but certainly this engagement ups your level in all ways. Six of Cups, 3 Major Arcana Empress, and Knight of Swords. Some of you have met someone. Some of you have met someone, or you're in a relationship with someone already that is a very long-term loving relationship. It could be a soulmate energy. But most recently, you're putting a lot more energy into yourself. You may be in a period of retreating from them for some reason. It could just be that it's, you just feel like you need some time off. Someone is coming in, though. It could be... It could also be that, most recently, because of this relationship, you've been increasing your self-confidence, right? And you're in this really, really nice place of self-love, right? As a result of this lovely relationship. But in comes this Knight of Swords. And again, this could be somebody from your past coming back in. This person is coming back in really fast and hard. And so you may want to think about it. I think this person is absolutely different from the person that you're having this relationship with here, right? This Six of Cups is like some of you are in a very nice kind of, I want to say harmonious kind of setup or relationship. And this week, this person comes in out of nowhere and really kind of disrupts everything. And you wonder why. I don't know if this is an ex, what the case may be, but for some of you, you certainly have to deal with it. And it just could be that, this is somebody that you haven't really quite gotten out of your system or whatever. But the case is, it could be a case, it could be more of a case of the animal spirits at play, meaning that you really have to be thoughtful about the next step. The next step may not be as obvious as you think. Six of Swords, Fool, and King of Cups. So Six of Swords energy is beautiful. It's talking about making a decision to move away from kind of negative relationships and ways of interacting with people. 6 is the number for journeying to harmony. So with Six of Swords, you've decided it's time to not be caught up in the turmoil anymore. It's time to turn your back on the arguing and the bickering. It's, you make a concerted effort to get to more harmonious shores. This can indicate travel sometimes, right? For some of you, you may actually be moving out of a toxic situation and actually physically moving. And this is a new journey for some of you guys. So this could certainly indicate leaving a relationship physically as well as mentally. You're ready, you're done with this person. This could certainly be a case of releasing your ex and retreating. But the Fool indicates a new stage in life. And so you really need to be pay a lot of attention right now and be very careful. There is a level of taking a leap of faith. This is what we say with the Fool, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't be paying attention to what's going on, right? Taking a leap of faith doesn't mean ignoring what's happening around you. And so King of Cups is also there. There is someone who is there who wants to either they're keeping an eye on you, right? Now, this could be romantically, or this could just be somebody who's very fond of you and wants to make sure you're okay. But while you're going through this change here, this releasing of negative energy, maybe your ex, and moving into another stage of your life, there's someone here who's watching you. All right, they have a lot of fire energy and they have a lot of water energy in them, and they're certainly keeping an eye on you. You may become aware of all of this week. We have Judgment, Ace of Swords, and the Nine of Pentacles. So Judgment talks about releasing guilt, releasing yourself from, unrealistic judgment and unrealistic goals that have been set for you by other people, and realizing that you're only human. Judgment also talks about being able to see a situation from a lot of different sides. This could be an awakening or opening up of your kind of understanding or your compassion for a certain scenario or situation you've been in. And so looking at it from a lot of different sides, it could just be a conversation. Sometimes judgment comes in, you've had a conversation with somebody or something has happened that's just changed your viewpoint. It could have been an experience or something like that, but it changes your viewpoint on a very specific set of scenarios or interactions that you've had in your life that up until now you've been very judgmental on. And this new viewpoint you have kind of opens up your understanding of what happened here. Oftentimes what happens with this is like you release a lot of guilt that you may have been carrying inadvertently. You release a lot of judgment for people around you. You start to find forgiveness for people that you have held grudges against or you've held fault with, right? And also with yourself, right? It begins with kind of releasing that for yourself. And you're in this kind of phase, and this week there's like a whole new opportunity. You get a whole new bunch of ideas, a bunch of really, I want to say it's like you get a lot of information that comes in. There's like a whole new way of thinking of things or seeing things, right, that you've been dealing with. You may have a certain profession that requires you to speak and act a certain way, and suddenly you have an epiphany in that area. Or some information comes in that kind of vindicates you in a particular area like that, particular on a stance that you may have been taking. Because of all of this release here, it's kind of, there's a whole new way of thinking about things that you take up. And it also opens up the door for a lot of new kind of information to come in. That really helps you move forward. It could help you move forward in a particular relationship where you have really been like on your own, right? You've been the only one, but it kind of vindicates you in a certain scenario or a certain situation with somebody else. This could be like an agreement over children or agreement, some kind of personal agreement with friends, right? And it's funny because you come out of this kind of like with an increased level of abundance, Nine of Pentacles, right? It could be that as a result of all of this, this could also be sort of looking at a particular situation that you were going to lose differently, and you come up with the solution for this situation, and it puts you really nicely financially. This could have been a business problem, right? So we're talking about maybe finding a solution to a business problem or some kind of issue at work that before you had this kind of release and this kind of new viewpoint, you weren't able to find the right solution, and now you do, and it really puts you in a nice position financially. This is just for some of you, and all of this happens this week. Nine of Wands, King of Wands, and Death. I'm going to end on this one. Nine of Wands talks about finally starting to realize that you've been carrying some burdens. You look back on a period of your life and you start to see it for what it is. You start to realize it's time to come out of it. After this realization comes on, it's like you realize, you need to, excuse me, I just got to take a sip of coffee. You know now that it's time for a change, right? But it's like because you're looking back and you're starting to see what you've been going through different eyes, you realize what these hurdles and obstacles are. You see them in a way that's different than you've ever seen them before. And this is the prelude to the Ten of Wands, where you're ready to kind of finish this stage of your life. But you're only starting to realize it now. King of Wands is coming in because for some of you, you meet a King of Wands, or there is a King of Wands in your life that wants to make a connection with you, but they see that you're kind of coming, only just now realizing that the situation you're in, you no longer have to be in. This week, there's a rapid transformation that happens in this area. It could be that they come close to you, they speak with you. It could be that you've been moving really fast, but right now you've slowed down long enough with this lamb energy for them to come in and give you the message they want you to have. Whatever the case may be, it leads to a total transformation with that death card coming out. And the death card has come out for almost all of the readings so far, and you're the fourth one. So this week is a heavy week for transformation on all levels for everyone. A lot of people may change who they live with. They may move in together. They may change where they're living or the city they're living in. They may change jobs. You may quickly go from one relationship to another. Some of you may release an ex and suddenly get engaged. You know, there's a lot of transformation happening this week. All right, my lovely Cancers, this is going to be your reading for September 8th to the 14th. This is your weekly. I hope it did resonate with you, and if it did, please go ahead and like and subscribe. Help me to continue growing my channel. I have been doing this since April, and it's been really a lot of wonderful support from you, and especially my Cancer subscribers and watchers. You guys have been some of the most supportive, so I do continue to thank you for that. And for those of you who are new, I would love for you to go ahead and hit that subscribe and the bell if you enjoyed this reading. Also, comment below. I do love responding to all my comments. But for right now, Cancer, have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye now.